Alright, that was season 3, episode 6 of Attack on Titan. I don't know what to say.
It was another... Okay, one of my favorite things about Attack on Titan is that there are episodes where I feel like I didn't breathe for the entire thing. And this was one of those episodes where I was so... Like, my mind was really occupied with processing what was happening that that's all I could think about was trying to breathe and trying to understand and take in what was happening on the screen.
I am completely there. I wrote down like one thing because I was so like
I got
immersed.
myself to write something down at the very end, but I didn't get like that whole first majority of the episode. I was so like, we are piecing these things together. Characters are getting information now that I'm like shocked they're getting now. Or it's just so crazy to finally see someone get that information. Namely, I think the highlight of this episode in confusion is not even the Ackerman stuff at the end, but it's Aaron's father.
Dude, I don't even know what to think.
What is going on with that? Ursha? Is that his name? Grisha Yeager.
I don't even know what to say or think because, like, I have had the opinion and feeling of loving Aaron's dad.
I thought he was kind of maybe a good guy.
But what has this show taught us?
That good guy is a dumb term.
Correct. I mean, like... I think correctly so, I leave this episode feeling negative emotions towards Aaron's dad.
But we don't know his motive.
Correct.
I mean, I think it might be safe to say that we're learning here by the end of the episode that the Reese family has full intention to keep this up and keep erasing people's memories and keep everyone here. They transfer these powers from generation to generation. And I think that would not make Grisha a bad character, a bad person, if he's wanting to break the loop.
But it's so complex, dude, because like what does breaking the loop mean? Like obviously like what if that's implying that the Reese family is keeping the world entrapped within the walls, wanting the Titans to they want this world to stay the same, right?
Right, and I think that's why I was so confused episodes ago of why Rod would agree with having this fake king and being, I guess, not known to be the royal family. I couldn't quite figure out why he wouldn't want to be recognized for who he really is as king. And now it kind of seems like he's maybe in a similar way as the nobles, maybe less hateable to me at the moment than those other nobles that are currently being tortured by Zachary.
I'm wondering... why? Now I'm like, why are they keeping the walls as they are and the Titans outside as they are? Because it's like, I feel like the way that Rod has lived his life, right? Mm-hmm. Historia primarily aside, like he didn't train
Frida properly.
He did because he like let his family have seemingly a normal life.
Right. He was totally okay with the fact that Frida snuck off to go see Historia.
Yeah, so I don't feel negative emotion.
It seems like he was a loving father.
And I'm like, okay, so if what was his motive? Like, why are they so scared? This is such a mindfuck. Why are they so scared of having the rest of the world open?
I don't know. Well, okay, maybe think about it this way. If Frida wasn't her full potential, could Frida and like 5 other humans that can turn into Titans really be able to defeat all of the other Titans of the world?
If they can control them.
Yeah, okay. That's a fair point. I'm trying to think maybe in their mind, this is the safer answer for humanity.
No, I agree
and not
with you.
necessarily a greed aspect as maybe the other nobles might be.
Yes.
But they might still be focused on the safety of humanity.
But why? Like, because if Eren has, in my mind, the same power as Frida, like it's like it was her and now it's him. If that's the case, then oh my god, is that like I don't even know, dude.
At the moment, it just makes me think of those parents that are like too scared to let their kid go out of the house because of what ifs. You know, and it's not necessarily that there is a immediate danger outside. Like if you're like, oh, we have the power to control Titans, but then the mom is like, but what if there's another threat or monster that shows up? And it's like, that's all I can think of as an argument of why to keep everyone.
So like, if Frida trained, she would probably have the same power like as Eren currently has, which we know is able to control the Titans that were outside the walls, right? Not the ones that were turned from the Beast Titan, but the ones that were already there. If that's the case, then the implication is the power that Frida had is the same one as the person who first did this, right? Why would Frida and her family do they know they have the power to control Titans? Is that like lost to time? Why are they?
Or was that not the power? Frida had the power to change people's memories.
But
Eren's dad had the power of Titans as well. Eren ate his dad.
But
is the power that Eren's dad had the one that has to do with Titans and controlling them? We did wonder if the power to erase people's minds could possibly be the same as controlling Titans. But what if it's not?
Yeah, you're right.
Eren, because we think about Ymir got the power that she had and the power to transform back and forth from eating Marcel. Yes, Eren was injected with something here. But what if he was injected with turning into a Titan? Because we saw Ymir get turned into a Titan by injection. That was purely the injection. But that doesn't mean he's able to turn back into a human until he eats his dad.
I agree with you on that front. I think it is an interesting thought, though, that, like, what if Eren's dad's power was the one to control Titans while Frida's power was the one to erase memories? I think that's really interesting, though. Like,
they need Eren's power, which they're not saying is necessarily Frida's power. Because we haven't seen Eren erase someone's memory.
Doesn't matter. Like, he could just not have done it yet. I think that Eren has both.
Is that how it works? Because Eren's dad ate Frida, that then when Eren eats, is it like one person could have... Is that... Because didn't they say that Grisha showed up for that reason? To get that power?
Yeah.
So can you just accumulate all of the powers and be like the holder of all of them?
I think so. Granted, the power's only 2 things at the moment.
Yeah,
right?
we don't the armor titan has armor. Do they have, and then Colossal is like really big. Would you have the ability to grow even bigger and have armor? And then I don't know what Ymir would necessarily be like.
Well, the whole thought that all the kids had powers is out the window.
Seems like none of them even tried to transform to fight back.
Dude, this is some why were Reiner and Bertholdt what was their mission? Were they trying to stop Grisha, or were they trying to?
We did talk about how
it's 5 years ago.
That boulder on Eren's house was kind of perfect.
Yeah,
thrown by the Colossal.
Because Grisha left that day to come do this.
Yeah, Grisha literally left right around the time that everything went down, and was still able to find Eren. It seems like this was it's like he was privy.
A person with the power of the Titans.
Maybe Grisha knew that the Colossal and armored, or there was going to be an attack, and
he looks like he's pleading.
He looks like he's pleading here. Maybe he was like, "Please do something," to stop this
Don't
from
make me
happening,
do this.
or don't make me do this, or something. It's interesting how it's not like an immediate attack. It's almost like he's like, give it to me, or please do this.
Dude,
and
I think you hit the nail on the head. I think that the power of the Titans is that power that is able to control Titans, and they have the power of the humans. I don't know. They have the power to erase memory. And
well, okay, but then there's a flaw here. If Grisha had the ability to control that doesn't mean he could control the Colossal and the Armored.
yeah.
But he still could have protected the walls. Other than that, he could have had all the other Titans turn around and leave.
Well, okay. Let's play this out, right? Grisha was there pleading. He wanted the power that the Reese family possessed. That power being that of erasing people's memories, from what we understand, right? What would he have used that for?
What would he have used it for?
Whose memory was he trying to erase?
If everyone's already getting their memories erased every so-and-so years, or whatever, or after 100 years ago it happened, something like that, why would he need it? Why does he need the power to erase memories?
Why? Like, could he have erased the Colossal Titan and Armored Titan's memories?
Oh, I mean, you could erase their memories and they would forget about their mission and stuff? Okay. I could see that.
But, like, why did he... I don't know. Like, he obviously had some reason and motive to needing this power, right?
Do you think it's safe to say that the Jaeger family was also unable to get their memories wiped?
I think that it's safe to keep that in our minds. I don't know.
Because I feel like there's a basement that has information. It's obvious that Aaron's dad had knowledge of the Reese family and was able to turn into a Titan and knew Mikasa's father, who was the sword of the king, from the bloodline of the sword of the king. I think it's safe to say that family that hit the Jaeger family is similar to the Ackerman family, possibly. Didn't they say, was the Oriental clan and the Ackermans that chose to turn their back on the king? Interesting.
I'm just like, why the fuck did Grisha do it? Like, why? Like, what was his... Like, we've learned in this show, people don't just do shit. People do shit because of things. Like, what was his reasoning?
And we didn't even get Aaron. We got his facial expressions, but we didn't get any internal dialogue of him processing this information of his dad killing this family. I mean, and being able to turn into a Titan. Like, I'm sure he was thinking about it.
I'm sure he's just like, what the fuck's happening?
Yeah.
Like,
and then he got all that flash of...
Oh, but it's... Okay, so Grisha was said to have the power of the Titans, and then it says the power that he was trying to obtain was the power of the Titans residing within Frida. So, like, the power of the Titans is just the terminology of a person being able to turn into a Titan.
Yeah, and I guess some of them have extra powers that go along with it.
So the power of the Titans that was residing within Frida is obviously, like, is superior to all other Titans. It is the memory one.
Go back to the family running away. Pause it on all of the family running away when... Okay. Never mind.
Holding the kid?
Yeah, I was like, didn't Rod say that his wife had the kid in her arms but it seems like he had picked up maybe the 12-year-old or whatever and was running. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm only seeing 4 kids in this shot. Oh, 5. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
her Titan was superior to all other Titans, but she hadn't trained. Why was her Titan superior? Because she was royal?
No, it's this power. She has, like, the power that's the best one. Like, the power to, like...
But I'm talking about her Titan form. Don't they mean her Titan form here and not necessarily the power to erase memories?
I think it's synonymous. I think the power to erase and her form is the one that it has the potential to be superior to all other Titans.
But I could also see her form itself being stronger because it's the royal bloodline.
Yeah.
And that having more control over the transformations, more control over body movement, like
Question.
strength, anything.
how does she have the power? How was she given the power? Did her parents give it to her? Was her being birthed being given the power?
Yeah, did she eat something? Or it's passed down. They said it was passed down from generation. We saw that shot in the outro of kind of royal people partaking in a dead body.
She is the only one.
But she's the only one that transforms here, right?
Yes, and she's the only one that we've seen erase someone's memory, correct? Mm-hmm. So, like, how did she get the power is a question that I have, as well as how did Grisha get the power, and why did he have the power and not Eren? And, because, like, who gave him the power?
Is it like you give birth and that person has the power, or is it like your firstborn or whatever? Or do you give them that? I don't know. I'm just so confused on why and how Eren's dad was possibly involved in this, because I have nothing is making complete sense to me of how and why Grisha would be able to be involved in this.
I think he felt like he had to. I think he was like, he obviously was like, in his mind, he had no other choice and he had to do this. He was being forced to do this.
Right, no, like that's not the thing I feel confused about.
Yeah.
I feel confused about how he has the power to turn into a Titan to begin with.
Yes,
I have no theories on how he was involved, because the Oriental clan and the Ackermans were the ones that turned their back on the king. There wasn't any talk about the Jaegers.
I don't know. Maybe it was just a secret family who also, like, secretly, like, didn't want to make a public thing saying, oh, I'm going to turn my back and my memories aren't erased, but a family that we're going to, like, keep it quiet until the right time.
But wouldn't they have been nobles then?
Maybe.
Because it seems like the families that didn't turn their backs were the ones that ended up being the nobles.
Like, obviously, it's painted to us here as, like, the story that Rod is painting for us is fuck Grisha, he's a bad dude.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
But, like,
he killed your half-siblings and that really nice half-sister that you have now regained your memory of.
And very specifically dropping ages, with each
12-year-old Abel.
Like, there is so much emphasis on how disgusting and awful the acts Grisha committed are, which I agree are disgusting
sin,
and awful.
Right? He said his sin
yes.
at the very beginning.
Yes, but why? Like, like, obviously he had to do this, right? Or he felt like he had to do this.
He's a doctor. He wants to save lives. He obviously has to have a good reason to take lives. Or good reason to him. I don't know. What is a good reason? I think...
Why did he need to... Whose memory did... Okay, sorry.
I think if you have the power to control Titans, and you're not using it to let everyone live their freest, best lives, then you suck. But that's me with, like, limited information of the intricacies of this world. So...
That's assuming that his power was the one to control Titans and not Frida's.
No, it wasn't assuming that.
No?
I was even talking to the Reese family. I was talking to anyone.
Oh, gotcha.
If anyone had the power to control Titans and they weren't using it to keep Titans away...
I don't know how the fuck Rod made it out of there.
If you could control Titans, couldn't you just say, never come back here? Never eat a human? And they'd be like, okay, master, I won't eat a human. And then they'd, like, go off and, like, be like Ymir and dig themselves into a hole. He looks like he's pleading here. Maybe he was like, please do something. He looks like he's pleading here. Maybe he was like, please do something. He looks like he's pleading here.
He looks like he's pleading here.